What is success? Success to one person may be different from what it is to another person. The most important question you can ask yourself is, what is success to you? As a man, until you reach success, and as I said, whatever that definition means to you of the word, you will never feel fulfilled. Fulfillment comes from the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. Now, did you get that? The progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. That is Earl Nightingale's definition of success, which I adopt myself. I like that. So as long as you are progressing toward a worthy goal or ideal, you are successful. I know social media and mainline news and different avenues of the news portray success as Elon Musk, who's the other one? Bill Gates. There's a lot of them out there, of course, you know. Pick your favorite one. They portray success as that person getting to a certain dollar amount of money or creating something or owning an amount of land. But as I said, for me, the success is the progressive realization. Now, these men, if they're continuing to grow and expand, which I believe they are successful. But when you stop, you become unsuccessful. If you think when you reach the goal, when you reach that certain dollar amount or that certain whatever it is that you desire, maybe you're an athlete, a professional athlete, or you're working at a place and you want to get to be the leader of the company or a general manager or whatever it happens to be. It's only while you're progressing to that position or to that dollar amount is where you're truly successful. Now that isn't congruent with what society's idea of success is, but I'll guarantee you that is what true success is. Now, if you don't believe me, think about this. Some of you wonder, why does a person with $1 billion continue to keep making more money? Well, how much is enough for him? Well, he has enough. I mean, there are people who are miserable as hell, and no matter what they have, it's never enough. But he realizes that he is not successful unless he continues to expand, to move towards a goal, to move towards his vision in life. It's not the money, it's not the things, it's not when you get that girl, it's not when you buy that house, or you get that raise, or you get that good job, or you're making 6 figures or 7 figures or whatever it is a year. It's not that. And I'll guarantee you, if you believe that's it, when you get there, if you do, you'll realize that it's empty. Yes, you'll feel elated for a few hours or maybe a couple days, and maybe you'll be able to buy a few things. You'll get that Ferrari or whatever it happens to be. But then that leaves you feeling flat after a few hours or a couple days, or you'll win that race or win that fight or win that competition. No, the joy truly is in the journey. That sounds like some trite saying, but it's true. It's in the progressive realization of that worthy goal or ideal. And make sure you have a worthy goal or ideal to progress towards. It took me years to figure that out. I set goals, I achieved goals. And then when I achieved a goal that was very important to me when I was about 30, it was like all wonderful and exciting for a short time. And I'm like, I was actually in a bar, having a couple beers. I didn't get drunk. And I thought, is this all there is? I looked around at all the people, and they had to go to this place, a bar, on a Friday night to have a few drinks, to have a good time. And as I sat there and looked around at the crowd, I thought, yeah, and here you are too. What's the difference between you and them? There is no difference. You've achieved this thing that you thought was so great, and what does it mean? What is it? And from that night on, I was 30 years old, I think. My life just fell apart. I felt like I was dying inside, and I was. And I needed to die inside because I was living under the false belief that you had to be number one, you had to achieve this, and that was what life was all about. That was when you were going to be happy and fulfilled. When you got this, you achieved this, you were this, etc., etc. It never ends. So if you spend your life chasing the golden ring, guess what? When you finally get a hold of it, you'll find out it's not all that what you thought it was. As I said when I started this, success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. If you're a school teacher and that's what you want to do and you're doing it because that's what you like to do and you enjoy it, then you're a success. If you're a multi-millionaire and you have rentals like, let's say, Grant Cardone, and you enjoy doing that and that brings you fulfillment, then you're a success. If you're a janitor and you're proud about what you do, cleaning the floors and keeping the facility clean, and you do a great job and you always do your best, and you enjoy that, you like that, you feel fulfillment, then you're a success. If you work at McDonald's, although I don't advise eating that food, but if you work there and you enjoy what you do, and you do a good job, and you feel good about the service you provide to humanity, then you're a success. Now, you may always want more, and we're made to want more and to expand. So contentment is good, but not so much that you never do anything more. Because if you're not expanding, you're contracting. We should always be learning and growing. And as long as you do that, you feel more fulfilled. Sure, there's going to be times when you go to work or do your profession, whatever you do. I'm self-employed, so I love what I do. But there's times when some of the things I do, I don't enjoy too much. But the end result, it gives me a fulfillment. When I can look at a job well done, I know I did a great job, and I see the transformation of what I've done, what I've built, what I've made, what I've created. There's a satisfaction and a feeling that you don't get from anything else. And that can be in any kind of profession. It can be in working at McDonald's or being the janitor and looking at the floors you just waxed, how you made them beautiful. Everybody is different. Everybody finds fulfillment in a different way. Success is different for all. My old mentor once told me, he said, "Mark, I was having trouble with cash flow." I still sometimes have trouble with cash flow. That's a business problem sometimes we have. And he said, "Mark, you'll never have enough money until what you have today is enough." Of course, being in the position of not having enough cash flow, I thought that was kind of stupid. But I understand what he meant. Have you ever noticed when I was young, I worked for a place and I made $5 an hour. I thought, man, that was big money back in the 70s. I was 15 years old, and it was tax-free too. So, but then I got a job making $10. No matter how much I made, I seemed to spend everything I made. I was just as well off at $5 as I was at $10 or $20. So I understand what he's saying when he says, unless you have what you have today is enough, you're never going to have enough. Because we're always we constantly are wanting more, and that's okay. But you don't want to want more to the point where it makes you miserably unhappy. Of course, you should want to expand. You should want to achieve more in your life. Because if you don't, you become stagnant. It's like the glass of water. You pour a clean glass of water, and if it sits there long enough, it's going to become stagnant. But if you pour more in, the old pours out. So as you pour the new clean water in, the old stagnant water goes out. And that's how it is in our lives. We should have new things coming in. You should always have people that are helping you, that are a little bit above you, and you should be helping people that are a little bit below you, that don't know what you know. And that keeps you clean and doesn't allow you to go stagnant. You'll constantly be growing that way. The best way to learn something is to teach it to someone else. And we all have wisdom and knowledge within us that we can pass on to people who don't know it, who need it. And that's what I'm doing here today, is passing that on to you, what was passed on to me. So that's all I got for today. If If you'd like to get my help personally, I do consultations, marksinspiration.com. You can check out my website and learn a little more about me. And be sure to check me out on Instagram at Mark's Inspiration, Rumble, Mark's Inspiration, Twitter, Mark's Inspiration, and Facebook, Mark Daniels, Mark's Inspiration. Links are in the bio, and take care. Have a great day.